Hello again, guys and girls, the Gears of War community. My name is TF Chrissy and I'm here to bring you a Gears of War 3 gameplay. Now, today I am going to be talking about the Gears of War Judgment weapons and what I personally think need to be done to make the game as good as possible, to bridge the gap from Gears of War 3 to Gears of War Judgment, to make the balancing and everything that needs to make a good game a good game. So basically I'm just going to go through all of the weapons and what I think needs to be changed about them or left alone, essentially. So if I go straight in, this is reading off a list. I'm not entirely sure if this is all the weapons. You know, sometimes you know something, you look at a list and you think, oh, well, there seems to be all the weapons there, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm reading off a list. If I miss any weapons, sorry, put it in the comments and I'll reply to it. But basically, let's see. Okay, first weapon is the Lancer. Okay, the Lancer assault rifle. Personally, I think that the Lancer is as good as it's going to get in Gears of War. I don't think it needs a nerf. I don't think it needs a buff. I think it's almost perfect, except actually one thing. I reckon the clip should be reduced. Spraying should be more penalised. I mean, if it's a 1v1 situation and a guy's spraying everywhere, missing half his shots, you know, but like the other guy's restricted in some way, the guy shouldn't be able to just spray as much as he wants because the other guy can't do anything about it. So a mag reduction, maybe to around 30 shots, other than the, I think it's 60 shots, so half the clip. Hammer burst. Personally, I think this should go back to being a burst rifle, because with trigger fingers and modded controllers, which aren't really that prominent in this game, but the thing is, I think that it should be a burst rifle just to balance things out and give a little more diversity between the rifles. Retro Lancer, I'm not sure. I think this should have a, oh, what is it? Fire rate reduction. That's what I'm saying. It should have its fire rate reduced to half the speed or something like that, so that someone who's pushing him can actually get a chance to get a shot in before he's downed almost instantly. You know, because the main gun of the game is the Nasher, and the fact is, people need to be able to push in this game, else no one would ever get any kills. Because the Nasher is the main weapon for generally getting kills. Using a Lancer is mainly for teamwork and things like that. But if you're playing against someone who's got a Retro Lancer, actually pushing them and getting that kill is near impossible against a person who actually knows how to use the weapon. So I'd say a reduction in the rate of fire, so that the weapon is more easy to actually push against. Snub pistol, I think, is fine. Bolt-up pistol. I don't think there should be the ability to actually shoot faster when you active reload the gun, because 2 shot down at a gun that you can basically almost trigger finger is ridiculous. Like, it's so easy to down people with that gun, it's just stupid. Gorgon needs a massive buff in damage, or maybe accuracy. Yeah, I prefer, like, the fact that the Gorgon's got a spray is one of the only thing that diversitizes it against all the other weapons, but, like, it makes it so impossible to use because it's so weak and so hard to, not difficult to hit shots, but it's just going everywhere, so you have to keep it dead center on your opponent. Right, the Nasher. Personally, I think this is the best Nasher of all Gears. I think it's the most balanced one. I would drop the range at ever so tiny bit and take away the ability to one-shot down someone with a active reload, and that would make the Nasher absolutely perfect for me. Sort of, I want it removed from the game. Simply, there's no point in the weapon. The weapon was made for noobs, and that is the most stupid reason to make a weapon in any history of gaming. So basically, I just think the weapon should be removed, because they put it in, and the Nasher is such a versatile weapon that it covers so many different areas, being the Nasher, There's one just tiny little stupid area that they thought, oh yeah, we'll just put in the sword off for being an easy weapon, and there was absolutely no need for another shotgun in general, let alone the sawn off. I mean, they probably wanted to add another weapon or another shotgun to make it a little more diverse, but the Nasher covers so many roles anyway that I personally think there was no need for the sawn off in the first place. The torque bow. I love the torque bow. I think it's the best it's ever been. I don't think there's any problem. Nuke launcher, or the boom shot that some people call it. What can we do here? I personally think that the boom shot should have a spread reduction, i.e. or splash damage reduction, I mean, and possibly be reduced in when it's shot, reduction in the speed that the shot travels at. So a reduction in splash damage and a reduction in the speed of the shot that travels, because basically, like, it's just so hard to dodge, and when you do dodge it, the fact is, well, actually, yeah, another thing, make it a little bit slower to reload, because if you dodge it, if you dodge the inevitable nuke launcher, then he's got another shot in the barrel before you can even take him down. Digger, I think it's perfect. Scorcher, they need to first off make the actual hit detection better on that weapon, and then reduce the damage. Hammer of Dawn, I don't really know. There's nothing I can really say about the Hammer of Dawn. Long shot, it works for me. It's not a very complicated weapon. That's why I can't really think of anything to actually improve it. The one shot, perfect. Mortar, perfect. Mulcher, perfect. Vulcan, I'd like to see that in multiplayer, because that would be pretty interesting to see. It's basically like equivalent of the chain gun on the Silverback, but it would be carried around. Grenades, I'd like to see that, a reduction in the time when you plant the actual grenade. I'd love to see it reduced in the actual time between when you walk up to it and when it actually explodes. So when it starts ticking, like in the beta, it gave you about another second to actually get out of the way. In this, it's impossible to dodge because of the actual ridiculous spread of the weapon itself. Ink, I'm not even going to go into ink. They need to fix the weapon. It's so broken in so many ways. Like, if you chuck it and hit someone mid-roll, it will stick to them wherever they move. So that's the stupidest thing ever. And they need to make sure that it's got a consistent cloud, because sometimes it will just go everywhere, and then other times it will stay in the little circular cloud that it used to have when the game was released. So there's no point in that. Smoke, to me, is perfect. Incendiary needs to have a reduction in the area, because it's so easy to use. Like, I'd love it to be wider when in the area it covers once it's exploded, but the area where it can one-hit you when you throw it at someone needs to be massively reduced. I never had a problem with the incendiaries in the first place. I don't see why they buffed it, because it was fine for me. I could get kills with it fine. But no, they added this ridiculous spread on it, and now it's incredibly easy to use. And then also in the list they've got the cleaver. That would be interesting if they added this to multiplayer. But yeah, that is my perception on what should be added. Thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.
And I just got in a silverback.